Next, the types of network security attacks. You all will also understand what are the network vulnerabilities, tools used to ensure network security, and the network security protocols. Later on, we'll be discussing about network security solutions and network security best practices for business. Towards the end, we will discuss about few important certifications that an individual can do to pursue a career in network security. You will also get to know what are the roles and responsibilities of a network security engineer. So, hope the agenda is clear to all of you. With no further delay, let's get into this course. The world we live in is networked like a mesh, including our finances, social profile, and governmental infrastructure. Cybersecurity by default has become a necessity. Cybersecurity encompasses everything from protecting personal information to intellectual property, from deliberate attempts of damage and theft. Risks are festering as the world leans more towards cloud services and global connectivity. For example, Facebook had a security breach where hundreds of millions of Facebook user records were exposed on Amazon Cloud Server. According to content delivery network provider Akamai, gaming industry has been the biggest victim of cyber attacks in the past couple of years. Now let's look at the definition of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a practice of protecting systems and networks from digital attacks. Need of cybersecurity. Few years back, firewall and antivirus softwares were used as security measures. But that is not the case now. We have stepped into a new phase in this digital world where cybercrimes are increasing rapidly with the advancement in technology. So, cybersecurity plays a major role in securing data from data breaches in various organizations. Data breach is nothing but stealing information from an organization system without the consent of the owner. Hope you all have understood what is cybersecurity and the need of cybersecurity. Let's discuss about the six major types of cybersecurity. The first one is network security. Second one is information security. Third one is application security. Fourth one is cloud security. Fifth one is Internet of Things security. Last but not the least, the sixth one is mobile security. Let's see what are these one by one. Network security. Network security is the process of taking precautionary measures to protect the data from unauthorized access, modification, or destruction. Information security. Information security is also known as InfoSec. It is the process of protecting information from any kind of violations in the form of theft, abuse, or loss. Application security. Application security is the process of increasing the security of web and mobile applications to protect data from attackers. Cloud security. Cloud security is the set of policies and procedures that aims at protecting cloud-based applications and systems. Internet of Things security. Internet of Things security is also known as IoT security. It is the process of protecting IoT devices from vulnerabilities. Mobile security. Mobile security is the process of protecting smartphones, tablets, and other various devices from vulnerabilities. Hope you all understood what are the different types of cybersecurity. Before understanding what is network security, all of you should know what is a network. Network is a connection of two or more devices such as laptops, computers, webcams, printers, etc. to share data and files via internet connection. The most commonly used connecting device is a router that connects other devices via cable or wireless connection. Let's now understand what is a reference model. Reference model is nothing but a standard framework that ensures clear communication between networks. We will be discussing about two popular reference models in this course, that is OSI model and TCP/IP model. Let's discuss the OSI model first. OSI model stands for Open Systems Interconnection Model. The OSI model was developed by an international organization for standardization. This model consists of 7 interconnected layers, and they are physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. Each layer has a specific function. The first layer is the physical layer. This layer is responsible for physical connection between devices. In this layer, the information is stored in the form of bits. It converts the data received into zeros and ones and sends it to the data link layer. Data link layer is responsible for transmitting data from one node to another. It is also responsible for converting the data packets received from the network layer into frames. Frame is nothing but packets in data link layer. The third layer is the network layer. Network layer is responsible for transmitting data from one host to another in different networks. Network layer is responsible for routing and logical addressing. Routing is the process of finding shortest path for transmitting the data. Logical addressing is a unique method used to identify the device in a network. The IP address of the sender and receiver is mentioned in the header by the network layer. The fourth layer is the transport layer. Transport layer is the heart of the OSI model. Transport layer is responsible for end-to-end communication between two devices. The transport layer provides service to application layer and receives service from network layer. The fifth layer is the session layer. This layer is responsible for establishing a connection, maintenance, and authentication of sessions. The sixth layer is the presentation layer. This layer is also known as translation layer. This layer is responsible for translation, encryption, decryption, and compression. The topmost layer and the seventh layer is the application layer. This is the only layer that directly interacts with the data from the end user. Software applications depend on application layer to initiate a communication. Let's now discuss the TCP/IP model. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. IP stands for Internet Protocol. The lowest and the first layer is the network access layer. This layer is the combination of physical layer and data link layer from the OSI model. This layer is responsible for transmission of data over the network. The second layer is internet layer. This layer is responsible for logical transmission of data over the network. The main protocol used here is the IP protocol. This layer is also called as network layer. This layer ensures that the data packets reach the destination independently. The third layer is the transport layer. This layer is responsible for error-free transmission of data to the destination. TCP and UDP protocols are used in this layer. The topmost layer is the application layer. This layer handles all the high-level protocols. This layer directly interacts with the data from the end user. So hope you all have understood what is a reference model and the two popular reference models. What is network security? Network security is the process of taking precautionary measures to protect the devices from unauthorized access, modification, or destruction. I hope all of you have understood what is cybersecurity and network security. So now let's discuss the major differences between network security and cybersecurity. Network security protects the data flowing over the network, whereas cybersecurity protects the data residing in the devices or servers. Network security protects the network realm, whereas cybersecurity protects the cyber realm. Network security strikes against Trojans, whereas cybersecurity strikes against cyber attacks. Network security protects the systems from DOS attacks, whereas cybersecurity protects the systems from cyber attacks. Network security deals with the protection of transit data, whereas cybersecurity deals with the protection of digital data. Network security protects the data flowing across the network by terminals, whereas cybersecurity deals with the protection of data resting. So, hope you all have understood the major differences between network security and cybersecurity. Let's move on to the next topic. So, we will be discussing about two types of attacks, and they are active attacks and passive attacks. Active and passive attacks are basically security attacks. In active attack, the attacker alters the messages, whereas in passive attack, the attacker observes and uses the content of the messages to perform various malicious activities. In active attack, the victim gets to know once the attack is performed, whereas in passive attack, the victim is unaware. Now we'll be discussing about the types of network security attacks. In this course, we'll be focusing on 5 types of network security attacks. First one is data threat. Data threat occurs when the attacker uses a system without the consent of the owner to gain private information such as login credential. Data threat is similar to data theft. Next one is insider threat. This occurs by the employee of an organization. The employee might misuse his or her login credential to penetrate into the network to gain confidential data from the organization's system. Next is malware attack. Malware attack is inserting malicious code into the device. Next one is password attack. Password attack is unethically entering into a system by trying to guess or crack the password. Last one is social engineering. The attackers might try to psychologically manipulate the user to gain private information or security protocols. To secure a network, it's very important to understand the common network vulnerability issues faced by an IT professional today. But what are network vulnerabilities? Network vulnerabilities are weaknesses in a computer system that might become an entry point for hackers to attack the entire network. Few common network vulnerabilities are listed here. The first one is improperly installed hardware or software. It's very important to update your hardware or software regularly. Operating systems that have not been updated. In large organizations, it's important to update the operating systems with the latest version. Complete lack of physical security. It is advisable to conduct vulnerability assessments to find out the weaknesses in a computer system to improve the overall security of the organization. Insecure passwords or weak passwords. It's important to change your passwords regularly. Your password should be a combination of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, special characters, and numbers. Design flaws in a network. It's important to verify the design of a network at the initial stage because the design flaws will affect the overall security of the organization. Outdated or unpatched software applications. It's very essential to update the software applications regularly. It's also essential to educate and train the employees about the network vulnerabilities. Check your firewall configuration. Ensure that the firewall configuration is always the latest version. Mobile device vulnerabilities. As we have become more and more dependent on mobile devices, these devices have become an entry point for ransomware threats. These devices have opened a host of possibilities for hackers. Since it is easy to steal data from mobile devices, it is not advisable to store sensitive data unless and until it is absolutely necessary. Hope you all have understood the common network vulnerability issues faced by an IT professional. Let's move on to the next topic. Tools used to ensure network security. We'll be discussing about 5 different network security tools, and they are packet crafters, web scanners, packet sniffers, intrusion detection system, and penetration testing software. Let's see what are these one by one. The first one is packet crafters. Packet crafters are used by the network admins to find out loopholes in the network and to check the behavior of the network devices. Web scanners. Web scanners are used to find out the vulnerabilities in web servers, proxy servers, and web application servers. Packet sniffers. Packet sniffers are also known as packet analyzer, protocol analyzer, or network analyzer. Packet sniffer is a hardware or a software that is used to monitor the network traffic. Packet sniffers also analyze the data packets that are transmitted over the network. Intrusion detection system. This system is designed to detect all the malicious activities carried out in the network, and it also sends an alert message. The last one is penetration testing software. Penetration testing software is used to perform penetration tests. Penetration testing is the process of exploiting the system vulnerabilities to enhance the overall security of the system. Penetration testing is also known as pen test or ethical hacking. So, hope you all have understood about the different tools used to ensure network security. Network security protocols. Network security protocols ensure to maintain the security and integrity of data while being transmitted over the network. We'll be focusing on five major network security protocols in this course, and they are TLS or SSL, IPsec, SSH, PGP, and HTTPS. Let's discuss each of them one by one. The first are SSL. TLS full form is Transport Layer Security. SSL full form is Secure Sockets Layer. TLS is an upgraded version of SSL. It is one of the most popular and secure encryption protocols. TLS includes two layers. The first one is Handshake Protocol and the second one is Record Protocol. Handshake Protocol is responsible for initiating a secure connection between the client and the server. The client and the server authenticate each other and select an encryption algorithm. They also generate shared key using public key encryption. TLS does not perform the encryption process all alone. It uses encryption algorithms such as RSA, AES, etc. to encrypt the communication. Record Protocol. Record Protocol is responsible for securely transferring the data packets between the client and the server using the shared keys generated during the handshake protocol. The next encryption protocol is IPsec. IPsec full form is Internet Protocol Security. This is commonly used in VPN. VPN is Virtual Private Network. As the name suggests, VPN is a secure private network for transferring data into a network via internet connection. VPN usually hides the IP address of the server and redirects the server where VPN host handles it. IPsec is used with encryption algorithms such as triple DES, AES, etc. IPsec is fast and easy to implement. It is implemented in two modes, that is, tunnel mode and transport mode. In tunnel mode, both the payload and the header are encrypted and sent in a new packet with another header. In transport mode, only the payload is encrypted and not the header. The third encryption algorithm is SSH. SSH full form is Secure Shell. The working of SSH is similar to VPN. In SSH, an encrypted tunnel is created for transferring files. SSH works at three different levels, and they are transport level, authentication level, and connection level. Transport level is responsible for establishing a secure connection between two parties, authenticating the two parties, and encrypting data. In authentication level, the client authenticates its identity using authentication methods specified by the server at the transport level. Connection level is responsible for handling all the connections between the server and the client. PGP. The full form of PGP is Pretty Good Privacy. Its actual name is OpenPGP. It is used with encryption algorithms such as triple DES, AES, 2FISH, RSA, etc. PGP allows the users to encrypt the data and digitally sign over it to ensure that it is authenticated. It also ensures integrity. It is mainly used to secure confidential email information. The last protocol is the HTTPS protocol. HTTPS stands for Hypertext Transfer